Awesome. Hey, I have been reading and reading and reading, and that is because I'm so excited that we're bringing back the TCL Book Club. We've partnered up with Majors and Quinn Booksellers in Minneapolis, such a cool store, to find a great book that I just know all of you are going to love. And joining me today to announce the TCL Book Club pick and a couple of other great reads, we have Emily Johnson from Majors and Quinn. Hi, Emily.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's so nice to see you. And I met this girl, and she is so passionate about books. You love reading.
I do.
And I know that you've been busy reading just as I have, of getting through. The book that I picked for the book club, I just love, and it's called Room. It is so fantastic. There's the cover that you're seeing right there. So Emily, tell me, well, I read it, tell everybody else a little bit about Room.
Sure. Well, it's a very interesting novel in that it's a simple story. It's about a little boy and his mother who are being held captive in a room, essentially, and it's all that this little boy knows. And it's really unique just because of the perspective, as you, I'm sure, notice, is told only from this 5-year-old's point of view, and so your heart is just wrenched by this tale that he has no idea that his mom has just been through just this horrible ordeal. And
because in the story that it kind of reminded me of, Emily, was recently we all heard the story of J.C. Dugard, who was kidnapped and then held by her captor and then had 2 girls while she was in prison. Now, this story, it doesn't have anything to do with them, but it's a similar idea where this young woman was kidnapped at the age of 19, and she's held captive, and she gives birth to a baby boy while she's in captivity, and it's his perspective, and how he feels about this room is that it's his home, and how she feels about it is that it's her prison. And it's so fascinating to go through the book. So you've got to pick up Room.
It's a really fascinating read.
I read it on 2 plane rides back and forth and couldn't put it down. So we want you to read it that fast. I know you're not going to be able to put it down. And then come and talk about it with us at Majors and Quinn Booksellers in Minneapolis. Our event is Thursday, November 3rd. It's from 6 to 8 p.m. We're going to have great refreshments from Lucia's, which is right down the block from you, and have the opportunity to shop for some other great books. I love the store, which is so cool. We went in there, and it's a place that you kind of wind through and just want to read. What do you love about working there?
It is. Oh, gosh. It's been there for about 17 years, so we're pretty established in Uptown. We have new and used books, which is something I think people don't realize when they walk in the store. They see a lot of old bookshelves and old sets, and, we have everything, really. We have all of our stuff online, which is also really great for people who've maybe lost their bookstores in the suburbs recently. So you can shop online at our website, which is just majorsandquinn.com.
So you can go in, check things out, and then if you get home and you're like, oh, I should have bought that one, order it and have it shipped.
Sure.
Okay, I'm going to have a deal for you in just a second. But we have a few other books that we were reading that didn't quite make the cut as the book club pick, but still really liked them, starting with Maine. Tell me about Maine.
Yes, Maine, and you and I agreed. Maine is actually a really great pick if you're a fan of the show Brothers and Sisters.
Yeah, on ABC.
Yep. And also if you've read Jonathan Franzen's Freedom. To me, it's very similar. It's a family drama set on the East Coast. I think people in the Twin Cities can relate to it because everybody has a lake place, and it really surrounds, this feeling of families wanting to get together at this, this community area that's, their lake place, and it's not always that simple because of the history that goes into, families and everyone hurting each other and having resentment, and so it's really quite a fascinating story from many different points of view, and you see how that unfolds.
I'm loving how each chapter goes from character to character, so you kind of feel their story and then you move on to something else. Okay, the next book that we also really loved was Major Pettigrew's Last Stand, which I started reading this and kind of thought, I wasn't sure if it's British, it's about a British people, and it felt like the era was a little off from how they were talking, but then it started to come together for me, so I really loved it. What did you love about this one?
I loved how charming it was. It's just the quintessential British dry sense of humor that you can see on all the shows on PBS, and you see those and you're just like, oh, I would love to go there and be in a little village with Major Pettigrew and watch him.
Yeah, and it has that classic feel of a love story of 2 people who don't quite fit together in society.
It's like totally Romeo and Juliet kind of story, because everybody's judging them, but they really like each other, and they're, you know, they're older, so it's really interesting because they're not teenagers.
Yeah, great picks. We do have a couple more picks that we're putting on our website. You can go to TwinCitiesLive.com, and we have more information about Room and all of the other books that we mentioned. Emily, thanks so much.
Thank you.
You can click on the TCL Book Club link under exclusively on TCL, and you've also got to take advantage of this, guys. Click on .com deals to buy a $20 gift card to Majors and Quinn Booksellers for only $10, and you can use the gift card in their Minneapolis store. I encourage you to go there and check it out. It's such a cool space. Or you can also use that gift card online and get your copy of Room. I guarantee you're not going to be able to put it down. And you can also discuss Room with others on Facebook. Just like our TCL Book Club Facebook page. All right, still to come, half-off gourmet coffee. Best part is you can get it delivered right to your house. And this is one of my favorite spots to pick up shoes in the